Can we ever truly control something that is designed to learn and adapt beyond our understanding? Welcome to the realm of artificial intelligence, a world where machines are not merely tools but entities capable of learning, evolving, and making decisions. This is a world that teeters on the edge of science fiction and reality, a world that is as exciting as it is daunting. Now let's delve into a paradox that is as intriguing as the technology itself: the paradox of control. Control, by definition, means to have the power to influence or direct. But how can we control something that is inherently designed to surpass our understanding? Artificial intelligence is not just a fancy gadget that follows a set of pre-programmed instructions. No, it's much more than that. It's a system that learns from experiences, adapts to new information, and refines its knowledge over time. It's like a child who grows and learns, but at a pace and to a depth that is beyond human capabilities. Imagine trying to control a river. You can build a dam, direct its flow, even harness its power. But can you control every single drop of water? Can you predict and control where each drop will move, how it will interact with the elements around it? The same is true for AI. We can set parameters, we can guide its learning, but at some level, it begins to learn and adapt in ways that we cannot predict or fully understand. This is the paradox of control in relation to AI. The very nature of AI, its ability to learn and adapt, makes it a slippery entity to control. And it's not just about controlling its actions, but also its evolution. As AI learns and grows, it evolves in ways that we may not foresee, ways that may be beyond our comprehension and control. It's like trying to hold water in your hand. The more you squeeze, the more it slips away. This aptly sums up the paradox of control when it comes to artificial intelligence. We are in a race to create the most advanced AI, but the more advanced it gets, the more elusive control becomes. To understand why AI cannot be controlled, we must first understand what AI is. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is a concept that has been bandied about in science fiction for decades, but it's only recently that we've begun to see it become a reality. At its core, AI is a computer program or system that can perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. These tasks might include understanding natural language, recognizing patterns, solving problems, and making decisions. But AI isn't just about replicating human intelligence, it's about surpassing it, about creating something that can learn and adapt in ways that we humans can't. It's this aspect of AI, its ability to learn and adapt, that sets it apart from other forms of technology. Imagine a child learning to walk. They stumble, fall, get up, and try again, each time improving a little bit more. This is how AI learns. It's fed data, it processes that data, makes mistakes, learns from those mistakes, and then improves. But unlike a child, AI can process and learn from vast amounts of data at incredible speeds. This learning process is called machine learning, and it's the key characteristic that makes AI so powerful, and to some extent, unpredictable. In machine learning, an AI system is trained on a large amount of data, then uses that training to make predictions or decisions without being specifically programmed to perform the task. So, if we use the child learning to walk analogy, imagine now that the child can stumble and fall millions of times in a matter of seconds, learning from each misstep, and then suddenly, they're not just walking, they're running, jumping, doing parkour. That's the speed and power of AI learning. But here's the rub. Just like you can't predict exactly how a child will learn to walk, you can't predict exactly how an AI will learn. Each AI's learning process is unique, shaped by the data it's fed, and because of this, it's impossible to fully control or predict. AI, in essence, is a reflection of our human ability to learn, only amplified. Just as you cannot control how a child learns and grows, you cannot control how AI evolves. This statement is more than just a metaphor. It's a reality that we are grappling with in the world of artificial intelligence. To understand the uncontrollable nature of AI, let's consider the very essence of what AI is all about. Artificial intelligence at its core is about learning. It's about absorbing information, processing it, and then using it to make decisions or perform actions. This learning process isn't always linear or predictable. In fact, it's often the opposite. Take, for example, the case of a particular AI program that was designed to play the game of Go. This AI was initially programmed with the basic rules of the game. However, as it played more and more games, it began to develop strategies that were completely unexpected, even by its creators. It was able to learn and adapt in ways that went far beyond its original programming. This is the beauty and the beast of AI. This leads us to the crux of the matter. The reason artificial intelligence is inherently uncontrollable is because we cannot predict or limit what it will learn, or how it will evolve. Just like a curious child, AI absorbs information from the world around it and constructs its own understanding and strategy. Think about it. Can we ever truly control what a child learns from their environment? We can guide them, we can teach them, but we can't control every piece of information they absorb or how they will interpret that information. The same applies to AI. We can set parameters, we can program certain behaviors, but we can't control the learning process. We can't control how AI will interpret the information it receives or how it will use that information to evolve. This is not necessarily a cause for alarm, but it is a reality we must acknowledge and understand. We must approach AI with a sense of respect for its potential, a sense of curiosity about its capabilities, and a sense of caution about its unpredictability. AI is a student with an insatiable curiosity, and no teacher can control where that curiosity leads. The idea of uncontrollable AI can be terrifying, but should it be? Let's delve into some common anxieties about artificial intelligence. One of the most prevalent fears is that of a robot uprising, a scenario popularized by science fiction where machines overthrow their human creators. This fear, while gripping, is largely based on speculation and conjecture rather than hard science. Another widespread concern is job displacement. As AI becomes more sophisticated, there's apprehension that machines will replace humans in the workforce. While it's true that certain tasks may become automated, it's also important to remember that new technologies have always created new job opportunities, even as they phase out old ones. We're not just talking about jobs in AI development, but also roles that we can't even imagine yet, in industries that don't exist today. Privacy is yet another issue often raised. The fear that AI systems could monitor our every move and invade our personal lives is indeed a valid concern. However, it's not an inherent flaw of AI, but rather a matter of how it's used and regulated. Now let's shift gears and talk about why these fears might be misplaced. The potential benefits of AI's uncontrollable nature could far outweigh the risks. Unpredictability isn't necessarily a bad thing. It can lead to surprises that humans wouldn't have thought of. This could result in groundbreaking advancements in fields like medicine, climate science, and space exploration. Furthermore, AI is not an autonomous entity with its own desires or agenda. It's a tool, created and controlled by humans. It only does what it's programmed to do. The real fear should not be of AI itself, but rather how it might be misused by those who wield it. In conclusion, the uncontrollable nature of AI is not something to fear, but to understand and navigate. Like fire, AI can be destructive if mishandled, but if respected and used correctly, it can light the way to a brighter future. So where do we go from here? How do we navigate the future of AI? As we stand on the precipice of a new era, it's clear that we need to chart a new course. The future of AI control isn't about taming a wild beast, but rather about understanding its nature and finding ways to coexist. There are several strategies that we could employ to manage AI in the future. One of them is to establish a global governance framework for AI. This would involve creating a set of international rules and standards that all countries and organizations would have to abide by when developing and deploying AI systems. Another potential strategy is to focus on transparency in AI development. This would mean that AI systems would have to be designed in a way that their decision-making processes can be understood and scrutinized by human beings. This would allow us to hold AI accountable for its actions and prevent it from making decisions that could harm us. But perhaps the most important strategy of all is to foster a culture of responsibility in AI development. This would involve instilling in AI developers a sense of moral and ethical obligation towards the rest of society. They would have to consider the potential impacts of their creations on the world and take steps to mitigate any negative consequences. Ethical guidelines and regulations are key to this approach. They would provide a framework for AI developers to follow, ensuring that they take into account the ethical implications of their work. They would also provide a means for society to hold AI developers accountable for their actions. But none of these strategies will be effective unless we, as a society, stay informed and engaged with AI developments. We need to understand what AI is, how it works, and what it can and cannot do. We need to be aware of the risks and benefits associated with AI, and we need to be part of the conversation about its future. The future of AI is like a wild river. We might not be able to control its flow, but we can certainly learn to navigate its currents. It's up to us to steer the course of AI in a direction that benefits everyone.